Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today I'm going to review a controversial subject that you see on the web so often about charging your lithium-ion batteries. And these are the only tools that I pretty much use, these three up here during the winter time. And I'm going to go over the procedure of what I do. I'm going to show you some of the tools, I'm going to show you some of my chargers. But first of all, I just like to say the best thing that anybody can do is read all your instructions on your charger, because yeah, they make it so simple for you, right? But I'm going to go over some of the things, but you read your own instructions first. Go online. There's lots of data online from the manufacturers on how to actually look after your batteries and that kind of stuff. But for DeWalt and Milwaukee. But okay, so the first thing is, should you charge your batteries during the winter time? Well, absolutely. You have no problem charging your batteries in the wintertime as long as they are not cold. So if your batteries are, say, below 40, 45, 50 degrees, bring them inside, charge them inside, wait till they're warmed up. Now, if you notice you try and charge a battery when it's cold, it's not going to accept the charge, and it won't accept the charge if it's too hot. So a lot of these battery chargers, well, they're smart chargers, right? And so what I do is I have mine set on a power bar. So when the temperature is warm in my shop here, then I'll turn my chargers all on. And during the summertime, I leave them on. You know, when I'm working out in the shop here and you go through a battery, you just plug it in with another one. And another one would be, can you leave your batteries in your charger? Absolutely. Can you leave your batteries in your charger turned on? Absolutely. And when you think about it, like, just use this logically. If they didn't want you to leave your batteries inside the charger when it comes to fully charged, they expected you to take them out, or they're going to blow up or go on fire or that kind of stuff, well, they would have made them so that when it comes up to charge, the unit shuts off completely, right? The lights go out and everything else. Well, they don't do that, though. They'll maintain the battery at a certain level, and just, if it needs a charge, it will, get a charge. Just like every other battery maintainer out there. A lot of people have a battery maintainer that they put on their, their batteries that they, from their watercraft or, all kinds of different machinery. They store them in a shed over the wintertime. They put a battery maintainer on them. Just like your regular, lithium-ion battery chargers that you get for power tools. So what I've looked into it, yeah, you can just leave them on. You can leave them plugged in and turned on, and, there's no problem there. When it gets up to charge, that's it. They're smart chargers. So that's what I do. But generally what I do is I turn it off at night before I go inside, because, myself, I'm thinking all the time, what if, right? What if? So yeah, I always turn mine off, but I have forgotten the odd time and left them sitting here for like 3-4 days, and nothing's really happened. But yeah, in the back of my mind, I like to just hit the power bar and turn them off. So I'm going to show you the setup that I have, and we'll take a look at some of the tools that I use. And out in the shop today, well, when I first went in the shop, it was like, it was below freezing. So I put the heater on, and it's about maybe 55, 60 degrees now, and I can turn the chargers all on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my amp clamp on here, and I got it all set up, and I'm going to show you how little power these use, all these different lithium-ion battery chargers, from a 5 amp battery down to a 1.5 amp battery. And we'll take a reading and we'll take a look and see exactly how much power they use. Well, here's my setup right here. And if we just take a look right there, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 2 Milwaukee, and I've got 2 of the DeWalt. Now, they're not all the same. They're different chargers, right? This one here, you can see it's got a different number than this one. This one here charges a lot faster than this one, and the more you spend, the more you're going to actually get to be able to charge faster. So this one here and this one, one thing I like about DeWalt is the 12 volt batteries charge on the same platform as the 20 volt. So all of these are 20 volt, this is the 12, and these two 5 amps, they go on here. But this one right here will only charge at about a third of the amperage as this one. This one here will charge, the 115 will charge at about 4 amps an hour. So it'll charge, pretty well charge one of these up in an hour. And I got the Milwaukee, and so I got 3 batteries there, and I just leave them sitting just like that. And the only tool I use for Milwaukee is this one right here, and that's a terrific ratchet. Now these two here, they go on these two, and I bring them back in the fall every year, and one stays here at my house and one goes to my camp. And these are the best, I would say the best LED flashlights that you can find. These here will go easily 500 feet, no problem. They light up like crazy. And this is my multi-tool, my 1/2 inch impact, which is just awesome, and my reciprocating saw and the angle grinder. The angle grinder is bulletproof. The reciprocating saw, not so bulletproof, for the only reason being is it chews up batteries real fast compared to the angle grinder, but it's still a good tool. And if we look over here, yeah, I got an off and on switch right there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my amp clamp over there, and we're going to take a reading, and I'm going to turn the power bar on. Now everything in here, the last time I was in my shop, was all charged up. But what we're going to do here is see. Now all these lights should come on, and then we'll see, because they'll all flash red at first and then they'll turn green. But we're going to see how much power it actually draws when I first turn it on. So let's do that next. Okay, you ready? There you go right there. It's all zeroed out, and we're going to see how much amperage it actually draws. Well, there you go there. Like, that's not a lot, is it? And now we're down to a little bit above, well, 3/4 of an amp. That's about it. And let's take a look at the battery chargers and see how they look. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the chargers. See, they're all flashing. Now that one went green, that one went green right away because they were fully charged. But the DeWalts, they will flash for a little bit and then they'll stop flashing, which shows that they're all charged up. And then we'll go back over to the meter here, and we'll take a look there. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of an amp, which is like next to nothing, right? So the next logical thing to do is, a lot of people think that maybe when you have them chargers sitting there and the power's off, that it's somehow going to discharge your battery because it's stuck on the charger, right? Well, we're going to come over here. We're going to turn the power off. There's the power off. We'll take a look at the chargers. They're all off. Now let's go back over to the meter. It's not drawing no power. Not at all. And of course, if you read your instructions, you can leave them in your charger, no problem. The only exception is for longer than 6 months for storage. If you're storing your batteries, make sure they're charged up fully, and then they want you to store them in a dry, cool place, not -50, you know, a dry, cool place above freezing, and leave them out of the charger. Now, that is just a recommendation, just like don't try and charge your batteries up when it's -50 out either, right? Because all you're going to do is get a flashing light. So yeah, that's my setup right there, and it works well for me. So in my situation, I got the 4 chargers there, and all of them combined is around 6 amps. If they were all depleted batteries and you had to charge them all at the same time, would be 6 amps. So I'm well within my 15 amp breaker, you know, for my service. And you know, these are the type of things that you really should check, because a lot of people, you know, they watch too much YouTube, you know, and they see that they watch all these different, you know, presentations on myths, you know, and people are talking about, yeah, if you leave your battery in the charger, it will self-discharge, or if you leave it, you know, in the charger when it's on, it's going to blow up, and, you know, well, like I say, read the instructions, go online, take a look at the manufacturer's recommendations. And in my situation here, I've never had a problem. And the only thing I would say is, if you live in a cold climate like I do, just have like a separate power bar that you can just turn off. Wait till it comes up to temperature, then you can start to actually use your charger. Until then, you know what? It's the same as the summer. Like I've used a battery in the summer when it's pretty hot, and you can feel that even the battery itself is hot. You try and put it into a charger, nah, it won't accept the charge. Just like if it's too cold, it won't accept the charge. And you know, for most people, yeah, the best thing to do is follow the manufacturer's advice, not social media. So thanks for joining me here today. I hope he enlightened you a little bit about you know, charging your lithium-ion batteries. We all have different brands. I like, you know, Milwaukee, and I like DeWalt, and there's many other great brands out there too, but they're all a little bit different maybe, and that's why you got to read the instructions. Thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel, you're welcome to subscribe, come back again, and see some real reviews. Cheers.